Hey guys, it's Julie here. Today I'll be showing you how I made this magical hair oil as well as this hair butter that is looking so delicious and fluffy. Yes, it's just as delicious as it looks. Don't eat it though. So I started using moringa on my hair again after a long time, and I am loving it just as much as I did the first time. This time I went ahead and added a bit of neem as well. Neem is also a very good herb, but let's talk about moringa for a while. So moringa is a really great Ayurvedic plant that is great for hair and skin. It is rich in all types of vitamins, vitamin A, B, C, as well as vitamin E, iron and zinc. These nutrients will work together to bring your hair to its maximum health. Okay, so let's talk about how I made my hair growth oil as well as the butter from it. You can use either of them. So for this recipe, you are going to need extra virgin coconut oil. This is homemade coconut oil, so I know that it's completely organic and cold pressed. So I added the oil into the moringa powder, and I just put as little as I'll be using for this particular potion. So I just stirred it around, get all that powder, just stir it really well. You know, moringa is really great for the scalp. The zinc in moringa will protect your hair from drying and keep your scalp clean and healthy. You know that a healthy scalp is the breeding ground of good, healthy hair. You don't need much ingredients for this. Your moringa is the base product. So you just get that oil mixture into a pan with hot water and just let it sit. You can put this water on fire just so that it boils. The heat will make the oil thoroughly infused with the herbs, or the herbs thoroughly infused with the oil, either ways. So after that, I just let it sit overnight.
The next day.
Hi guys, so it's a new day and I'm checking on the oil. It's been infusing all night long, I think for about 24 hours actually. So today I'm just going to strain the oil and make our hair growth butter. You don't have to do both. Either the oil or butter will suffice for your hair needs. You can see that the herbs have sunk to the bottom and we just have the oil floating on top. So I'm going to strain it out to get out those tiny particles of leaf because you don't want them in your hair. And we'll have our hair growth oil. Moringa has both antibacterial and antifungal properties, so that means that if you use this regularly, it can keep away issues like dandruff, scalp irritation, itching, dryness, and all of that. This is what we have left. The leftover herbs can also be used to infuse yet another batch of oil, so it's still very much useful. You can also use this as a deep conditioning treatment. I personally love how clean and moisturized it just leaves my scalp. It is so good for the scalp, and that just makes my hair thrive. Look how thick, dark and rich this oil looks. It is everything and more. Now I'm just going to strain it into an applicator bottle. Guys, look how my hand is shaking. I've not had anything to eat all day. I literally had to use my other hand to support. Anyways, I'm screwing on the cap just because this bottle gives me good access to my scalp for me to apply the oil. So we have about this much oil in our bottle, and honestly this oil is packed with so much nutrients. Can you see how thick the color is? A little bit of this oil goes a long way. Your hair is going to thank you when you use this oil. So now I'm just going to show you how I apply it. Let's go. Boom. I always apply oil to the ends of my hair when taking down a protective style because I don't want to snap, break or tear through dry hair. When you lose hair while taking down protective style, you are losing the growth that you could have seen with your hair, so you have to be careful. So I like how this oil just makes the comb glide through my hair, and I put this on my scalp because it makes my scalp so clean. So this is all for the oil. If you'd like to see how I make the butter, then keep on watching. All right, let's go. Shea butter is just fantastic. It's really great to have around. I personally just like having it around in the house just for having sake. You can use this. Everyone knows how shea butter is great for the skin and the hair, right? So for making our butter, which is just, I mean, really great for a conditioner, I'm going to be using shea butter as a base. Now, one thing you don't want to do is have more oil than you have butter. So make sure you measure the amount of oil you have and make sure the butter is twice the size of the oil. So you need to heat up the shea butter to warm it. And please, is it just me or is it giving a bar? Or am I just hungry? I mean, come on, do you see it? Maybe I should just go and eat something. Anyways, I'm just going to melt my shea butter. You need something hot. If you have a microwave, pop this in the microwave, or if you have light, pop it in your microwave to make it just completely melt, but not for too long. As when it's fine, when it's completely melt, just do it. This is raw shea butter, and that's why you can see these black things floating around. That's the shea fruit, and I'm so OCD about this. I have to pick out every single one I see, even though I know it's not dirt. I have to pick it out because it just bothers me. Anyways, I'm waiting for this to dissolve, and I'll tell you this. One mistake I made is not being patient enough for this to completely dissolve. Once it starts to turn into oil, you don't want to just rush and do the rest. You have to make sure that there are no more shea lumps inside your oil. Let it completely dissolve so that to be smooth, your process of beating it into a butter would be smooth. You see what I'm talking about. So now this is my oil and this is my melted shea butter, or at least partly melted shea butter. So now I'm just going to mix this together. So oh yes, that black thing is bothering me. I want to reach for it through the screen. So let's just mix this together. Ooh, smooth. All right, so this is even smoother. Watch how this just dissolves into the shea butter. I think it's really satisfying to watch. So this is what, oh my god, this is starting to remind me of, this looks okay. Is it that I'm hungry, like, or I'm just, this really looks like Iwedu and Gbegiri. True or false? This, I mean, look at, okay, I'll stop. It just, all right. So now I'm just going to keep stirring, stirring, and stirring. You can see those little seeds that I talked about earlier. Now I just have to start using my spoon to melt it. I got impatient along the way. The next thing is to just get a bowl. You need a big bowl for this. Get a bowl, make sure it's clean, make sure there is no water in the bowl. You don't want water in your mixture at all. You do not want water in this oil mixture because water will just make it start to go rancid really fast. So now I'm just going to make sure I get every single last drop of oil and butter into my bowl, and the next thing is to just pop this into the fridge. I should have covered my butter and oil with a cling film or something. I had a few drops of water in it that I had to blot off. So I'm just going to be using this spatula to mix and mix and mix and mix and mix. We want to mix this so thoroughly. The goal is to whip this so good that it's really buttery and soft. So see, this is what the consistency looks like. It's not like rock solid, still oil in the middle. If you have a hand mixer, an electric hand mixer, that would be so awesome, because I went through a bit of a stress trying to beat this really well. Now, what I was talking about earlier about the shea butter that didn't melt fully, once you put that into the fridge, the shea butter that did not melt fully will just fully solidify all over again. So it's going to form these little lumps in your butter, and I just didn't like seeing those lumps in my butter. But other than that, it's all good. You can just keep stirring and stirring till it gets to a really nice consistency. The oil will turn lighter the more that you beat it. So I just keep stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring, and look at the consistency. It's not too drippy or too runny, right? It's not too runny. It's what happens when you don't put excess oil in your mixture. So you have to make sure that the butter is twice the amount, or maybe not twice, but at least it outweighs the oil, the size of the oil. So you just keep beating that. You can see the color has lightened up a bit and the texture is looking really creamy. Oh my god, that just looks really awesome. So I'm just stirring this around a bit more in the pan before I transfer this into my jar. The butter is ready. This is all you need for the butter. You just need your moringa. The neem is optional. Neem is an actual, it's also a really great herb that we're going to talk about in another video. But what you need for this basically is just your moringa, your coconut oil, extra virgin coconut oil, and butter. So I'm just transferring this into a plastic bag because I don't have those things, the professional ones. I'm just going to pour this. Look how satisfying that looks. So I'm using an old container that is actually really clean, so I'm using that for my hair, and this is how I apply the butter on my hair. For the butter, I make sure my hair is damp. I spritz my hair with leave-in conditioner and water, and I just go to town with the butter. This is how it looks when my hair is twisted up. It just feels so soft and nice. And that's the end of the video. Let me know if you'll be trying this recipe for your hair butter and oils, and let me know which you prefer, oils or butter. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. Goodbye.